Hey everyone, Shebim here and welcome back to more of our Newcastle United FM19 career mode. There's been a slight change because our fixture list has completely changed since the last time I saw you. So I played a extra couple of games. So we drew 0-0 against Man United in the league, which I was actually pretty happy with, to be honest with you. I mean, it was an iffy game. It could have really gone either way, but the 0-0 draw, I think, for us is not bad at all. We then beat Chippenham 2-0 away at home in the FA Cup. Easy game. And then we were going to come back for the game against Bury in the Bright Stars Championship. But once again, it was booked during an international break and we had barely any players at all. So we had a fake defence, essentially. So I didn't bother with it. I thought I'd bring you back ready for this game. So we won that as well. 3-0 goals from Said Shaneen, of course, our Algerian player. Tony Devlin got a penalty. Let's have a look at these players. So Said Shaneen looks pretty good, actually. He's probably should get a bit more football this season, actually. Pretty decent. Also, there was Tony Devlin, who's not a real player, and then Antonio Lazzarini got a goal as well. He was probably far too strong for that game. So this episode, we're going to have Fulham away in the Premiership, Aston Villa at home in the first leg of the Premier Cup, and then Bognor Regis in the FA Cup to finish things off. Right, without further ado then, let's get into the Fulham game. Alright then, here we go. Now, I've had a couple of injury issues, so we are down a few players, but we've still got a pretty strong team, so we've gone back with Thomas Nemec in goal. I wonder if we should actually strengthen him, you know. He's a good rating for the team. Maybe we should try and get a better goalkeeper. Next up, Antonio Luiz at left back. In the middle, of course, we've got Marco Costa, who just gets better and better day in, day out, doesn't he? Alongside Josh Cleverley. At right back then we go with Tom Coates, who's still struggling in training. He's getting a little bit better, but he's still struggling. In the defensive midfield spots we go with Antonio Lazzarini, who is also not having a very good time in training, is he? Alongside Nicholas Jones. And then our free attacking midfield players are Nuno Coelho. We have got João Ribeiro in the middle. Gabriel Nieto playing as the right attacking mid, who's also struggling in training. And then up front, we stick with Brian Santana. Right. Let's get into this game. It should be another game that, on paper, we should hopefully be winning. I mean, we should not be losing games against teams like Fulham. If we want to finish top 6, which is the challenge this season, we can get in the Worldwide Champions League, we need to be beating teams like Fulham. So, we're going to tell them that we expect a victory here today. And I'm expecting 3 wins in this episode. I mean, this is the hard game. The other two are, Bognor Regis, and Aston Villa is going to be a tricky one, I suppose. But I would hope that we would beat those as well. Right, we get the ball back pretty early. Good. Come on, guys. Let's see what you can do here. So, 10 minutes in, there's not been a single shot, which is a pretty poor game by any stretch of the imagination, isn't it really? The ball seems like it's probably very much caught up in midfield. 20 minutes in, not a single shot for either team. That's shocking, really, isn't it? So let us demand more. Come on, guys. Right, they've got a free kick, okay. At least there's been a shot on target for one of the teams now. Or was that our free kick? No, it was theirs. I'm confused. Come on, don't get away to half-time with nothing going on. It's tomorrow more just before half-time. Everyone's focused. We've had 4 shots now, though. So we've had more shots than they have, but it's still not great, is it? We're going to tell them calmly that I'm not happy with what I've just seen. It has fired them up, so hopefully we're going to get a reaction now. Lazzarini. Oh no, nothing happened. Okay. Well done, Lazzarini. Come on, guys. We need something to happen here. Let's go a bit more positive. Let's also make changes. Quite sure what changes to make. Gabriel Nieto's not having a great game, so let's bring on Williams. And you can come on as an inside forward attack. Anyone else you want to bring on that's going to change the game? Can't think of anyone's going to change it significantly. We could push these two forward just to try and give us a bit more life. Can Jones play? It's not great there, is he? But we'll give it a try just to try and just change things up a bit. We do have a free kick straight away. Lazzarini, why you play it backwards? Come on, mate. Antonio Luis. It's Costa. Cleverly. Back to Coates. Jones, Ribeiro, Lazzarini. Finds Coelho. Cross in. It's a penalty. It is a penalty. We've got ourselves a penalty. It's luck maybe. I'm not sure. I'm not really bothered, to be honest with you. As long as Brian Santana puts the ball in the back of the net, that's all that matters. He has not. Brian! You big boob. That was a big chance, that was, Brian. Oh. Got no other strikers on the bench, have we? Coelho can play striker. Can Williams play cam? He can't. He can only play where he is. Let's put Jones back to here. This is going to be so messy. I don't know what I'm doing here. To be honest with you, I've got no idea. But I'm just going to play with 2 strikers. I don't know what I'm doing. It's a right mess. It's completely asymmetrical. But we just need to try something that's going to give us some sort of reaction. And at the moment, we're not getting that. As they get an attack now, if they score, I'm going to be devastated here. Absolutely devastated. Come on, tackle him. Tackle him. Get that ball back. How is he in so much space out here, Newton? Ball into the middle, headed towards Nemec, who gets the catch. Right. Come on, get that ball forward. What are you playing out from the back for? Stop being a tit. Come on, get the ball forward. There's Louise. Oh, God. Antonio Luis is one of the best players we've got, and you're just missing simple chances like that. Caballero's big clearance. Right, Cleverly's big clearance. It's just bouncing back and forth. Who's going to take control of this? Here's Williams. Out wide, it's Coates. Taking a big deflection. Lazzarini gets a second, gets a third shot, and there we go. Antonio Lazzarini gets the goal. Thank God for that. Thank God for that. It was a right mess, but I don't care. We got the goal. That's all that matters. Lazzarini took one shot, it was blocked. Took a second shot, it was blocked, but the keeper had gone grounded. And the third shot was an open net. And Lazzarini able to get the goal. Right, now let's make this back a bit more cleverly. Let's bring Ribeiro back as well. Just be a bit more conservative. There we go. Alright, and then we're going to... Oh, we're already focused after my last shout out, are we? I think we're going to be okay. It's going to be a 1-0 victory. Santana's had a very poor appearance here today. He's got off the boil a bit. He had a fantastic start to the season, but recently he has struggled for a few games. I'm hoping that he sort of pulls his finger out soon. We do have another striker, of course, the Englishman we got from Atlanta. It's a terrible cross there. That should be enough now to finish the game off for us. And there we go. Full-time whistle goes. We win 1-0. Even though we missed the penalty, we did dominate the game in fairness, so we did deserve it. But calmly, we're going to say it was a bit of a let-off there. And it's fired everyone up, which is good. Right, let's click the fingers then and get straight into the game against Aston Villa. And here we go. And this is the team to face off against Aston Villa. So we're going to go with Steve Corbett in goal, just to try and mix things up a little bit. We're going to go with Luis still at left back. We're sticking with both Costa and Cleverly at the back. Alongside on the right, of course, Tom Coates. The 2 central midfielders for this one are going to be Patrick Van de Ven. Playing alongside Mario Reyes. And the 3 attacking midfielders are going to be Nuno Coelho, João Ribeiro, alongside Lee Thomas. He's got an England Cup now as well, that's pretty cool. And of course, Brian Santana keeps up front. Right, let's go. Now this should be okay. Aston Villa are currently bottom of the Premiership with not a single point so far. Lost every single game, so hopefully this was a good draw for us to get and we can make our way through to the next round of this competition. We're already in round 2. We managed to get through round 1 on a bye. So this is round 2 already. So getting through this will put us into the quarterfinals already, which is a pretty good place to be. I mean, there's going to be some very difficult teams. I think this is probably going to be the hardest competition to win in the entire career mode. And Santana heads that over the top. It wasn't far away though, was it? Was not far away at all. It's a good, strong start. Those 6 shots in the first 20 minutes. We need to get a goal. It's off the crossbar from Lee Thomas. The header from the corner. It looks like it's just a matter of time here tonight, though. Although they're on the counter-attack. This would be... Oh, my God, Davis. What a run. Sending it out wide to Vass. He's been tackled by Antonio Luiz. It's a good tackle, but it has gone out for a throw. But Davis, that was a hell of a run, that was. Their left back. Alright, 23 minutes in. We've had 7 shots, 2 on target, 60% possession. We just need that goal, don't we, really? That's what we need here. Come on, guys. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. 9 shots. We're going to go attacking now then because we'll go positive actually for now because we know that we're dominating the game. So we can just afford to send a few people further forward and not worry too much about defensive work because they don't look like they're going to defend against us at this rate, do they? Okay, so we're 45 minutes. We're at half time. We're still 0-0. We want to try and get a goal here. We don't want to go away from home and have to do all the work. However, of course, away goals will come into play, which is useful. We're going to say calmly that we're not happy with the performance. That's hopefully going to spark a few guys into life to get us a goal. Remember, this is a 2-legged affair, so this result doesn't matter as much. It's obviously the result at the end of the 2 legs, which is what we need to be keeping an eye on. Come on, guys. What you got for me? That's the hour mark. We're going to demand more. We're not getting anything here. We've got 20 minutes remaining. What can we do to change things up? We're going to bring on Nieto in place of Thomas. And we're going to bring on Nicholas Jones in place of Reyes. And let's see if that sparks a bit of life into things. Come on, guys. We're just struggling. It's Santana's just playing so badly at the moment that we just can't seem to get any goals. What am I doing here? Come out there. Shouts. That's what I wanted. Demand more. Is this actually a highlight? Have I buggered it up by pressing the wrong buttons? Hopefully it's a highlight. Nieto on the ball. Fresh off the bench. Ribeiro bringing the ball forward. Over the top, finding Santana, does he? Yep, Santana keeps it in, but it's tackled clear by Davis. Only back far as Coates. Nieto, Ribeiro. Van der Ven back to Nieto. Ribeiro out wide to Coates. Into the middle, Coelho. Coelho, there we go. Nuno Coelho gets the goal. Oh, thank God for that. We needed something to spark it into life. And it's not a great result, only 1-0. I must admit, it's a good result, but not a great result. But at least it gives us the lead going into that away leg. And Villa are going to have to attack us, and they're going to have to score. Coelho had so much space there in the penalty area to bring that ball down and score the goal, didn't he, really? Stupid amount of space, didn't he? There we go. 1-0 up. That'll do, I suppose. It's still not ideal. If we get a second goal here, I'd be happy. We're not going to. This is just going to be the full-time whistle, isn't it? Nieto back to Coates. It's going to be a corner. We're going to get a chance to take the corner. Or is the referee going to blow the whistle? He's going to let us take the corner. No, he's not. Okay, that's stupid. Got everyone get in position, everything like that. But there we go. It's a 1-0 victory. I would have hoped for more, don't get me wrong, but it does give us that nice boost going into the second leg. Let's just say it's a good win, boys. Gives us a nice little boost going to that second leg in well, probably next episode against Aston Villa in the Premier Cup. There's the other results as well. Right, let us get into the final game of the episode then. I believe it's the easy one against Bognor. Play some youngsters in this one then. And here we go. This is the team we've got lined up then for this one. So we've gone really much into the academy. I think the only player that's not an academy player is our goalkeeper, Steve Corbett, who's getting a few more games now. Also, we've got Josh Cleverley as well. There's 2 players that are not academy players. Just because we haven't got a lot of centre-backs available at this point in time. Pat Williams is actually a really good player. He seems to be like one of the better players we have in our academy. I mean, when I say better players, I mean one of the ones that's ready to play now. As is Lionel Mina as well. Looking like he's going to be a very effective player for us. The two defensive midfielders then are Marc Dos Santos, a player we brought from Ajax, 16-year-old, has pretty damn good stats already. Alongside him, we have got Patrick Becker, the man from Luxembourg, who's already got 3 caps for Luxembourg now. We've also got in the centre of midfield Frenchman Clement Prat. Attacking left, we've gone with Istvan Novak, a Hungarian winger we got from Red Bull Salzburg. Up on the right, we have got Said Shanine, who is the Algerian player. And then we've got 2 strikers up front today. We have got Moulay Traore, a Malian. That's the word, Malian. Striker. I couldn't say that word for some reason. And then alongside him up front, we have got Christian Manzi, who looks pretty good as well, actually. So let's get straight into the game. It should be a fairly simple one here against Bognor Regis. There's a good chance to rest quite a few players as well, because we do have a game coming up against Watford in the league in about 3 or 4 days' time. So the fact that I've been able to rest the entire first team is useful, apart from obviously Cleverly. But we have other defenders we can use instead of Cleverly for the next game. Right, here we go. And their team is much more knackered than ours. You look at their midfielder and striker already close, and their right back already close to being in the 60s. So we should find this one pretty easy. Becker's been booked already. So Becker's got 3 caps for Luxembourg already, which is pretty nice. And Shanine puts it over the top. Come on, guys. Let's get a goal. Shanine with the corner plays it back towards Novak, who comes into the box and gets taken down. It's going to be a penalty kick, and Marc Dos Santos is going to take it. Marc Dos Santos, the young Dutch centre midfielder, slams the ball into the back of the net and makes it 1-0. That's what we needed. Just that little bit of leverage to keep us going. Right then. 1-0 we lead. Good times. Cool, guys. Let's another one. Let's make it a bit more comfortable. There's always that risk. I can't imagine that Bognor Regis is going to score past our goalkeeper with England caps, but you never know. Stranger things have happened. They're on the ball. They've got a bit of control here. Right, Williams, good header, mate. Dos Santos plays it forward. I feel like I'm starting to understand there's a few players in the squad that are probably not quite as good as I was hoping they were going to be, so maybe a few players in the squad might get moved on at the end of the season. We have got a very big squad, and I've already ironed up quite a large amount of players to bring in January as well, but they are all younger players that are from some interesting nations. Manzi's at the post. It was an open net as well. Come on, Manzi. Yeah, I've lined up, I think there has been some regens come through now. We're coming towards the end of October. I've got a website in front of me that tells me where the regens spawn and what dates. So I'm able to check those countries straight away. So I think Belarus has happened already, and quite a lot of Africa has happened already. So I've got a chance to scan through those. Try and find myself some good young players to bring in January. From the test that I did, Belarus always brought through some good ones. So hopefully we can find a few good Belarusians to bring through. Right, half-time 1-0 up. Bristol City beating Forest 2-0 as well. That's unfortunate to get, at this point in the FA Cup, get a strong match like that, because one of those teams are going to get knocked out now, aren't they? Right, second half begins. They've made a change. We don't need to at this point in time because all our players are fit, although we have had a couple of bookings. Novak and Becker. I like the look of Becker, actually. He's got pretty good stats for an 18-year-old, and I just like the fact that he plays for Luxembourg. I know that sounds weird, but I really enjoy the fact that these weird and wonderful nations in this game are getting some good players, and I am a bit sort of biased when I look to buy players. I'm like, oh, there's a really good player from France, there's a player roughly the same from Luxembourg. I'm getting the player from Luxembourg. That's just the way I work on this game. Janine off the crossbar. Right, do we have any interesting substitutes we can bring on here? Who have we got on the bench? We've got Put, we've got Gabriel Nieto, we don't really need today. Manuel Garcia, who is a young Mexican striker. Maybe he would be useful. Let's bring him on in place of Manzi. Anyone else? Put could come on place of Novak, who's been booked probably. And I think that'll probably be all we do. I mean, yeah, you're in the same position, aren't you? We've got a lot of attacking lefts, but not many attacking rights, haven't we? That's fine. Make the 2 changes. Bring off a couple of players that are not necessarily playing as well as they would have hoped. But there's always that risk that Bognor Regis could get an equaliser here, and all of a sudden we're playing again or playing extra time, which is not ideal. We don't really want to do that in this game, do we? Put good tackle, and now he's making the run forward. The man who's just come on the pitch, I believe, is he the... he's the one from Sierra Leone, I think he was. And I think, as I said before, I'm bringing a lot of these young players from weird nations, and I don't intend that they're going to make it through to the first team. There's quite a few players there that I know are not going to be a good enough quality, but I am just developing them so that we can probably sell them on in the future, and then they stay in the game as a good young player. They stay in the game as a good player for that nation. For example, I've got Europa Point as one of our affiliate teams. If you've been watching my channel for a while. Oh, Becker, nice goal. Well done. Patrick Becker, the guy from Luxembourg, gets his first ever goal for Newcastle United. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know I did a Gibraltar challenge where we took Europa League. We took Europa Point that were in the 2nd division of Gibraltarian football, and we took them all the way into the Champions League group stage, which was great fun. And a little bit of a homage to that, I've actually made them one of our affiliate teams here. And I have brought I brought a few Gibraltarian players that I've loaned out to those. And I will continue to do that. I'll continue to try and pick up a few more Gibraltarian players and keep sending them over there, just to help grow Europa Point as a club, but also help grow some Gibraltarian players that we can make pretty strong and hopefully improve the nation of Gibraltar, make them more dangerous. And I'd love to see Gibraltar get into the World Cup. Can you imagine it? It'd be great fun. Right. 2-0. Looks like we're going to be fine here. I mean, it's not been the most outstanding game in the world, has it? Our 2 defensive midfielders are the 2s with the goals. And it looks like that is going to be enough for the full-time whistle, and we're going to make it through to the next round of the FA Cup. There we go. Excellent. Let's head into the dressing room. Let's tell them that we are happy with how things have gone. So Patrick Becker had a good game here today, and I'd be interested to see if I can give him a couple of, I don't know, Premiership appearances here and there. He looks like he's a good player. Right, let's continue and let's have a look at the schedule. I believe we're just going to play the Watford game off camera and come back for the Villa game, because I believe there's 3 more cup matches next episode again. Being in these cups, we're lucky we got knocked out the All-English Cup, to be honest. Otherwise we'll be stuck in even more competitions. But let's see what the schedule is then. Right, so yeah, I think I'm going to play the Watford game off camera. We'll come back for the 2nd round of the Premier Cup. We'll come back for the Ipswich game in the British Cup, yep. And then we'll come back for AFC Wimbledon and the Bright Stars Trophy. Right, so I will see you all tomorrow for some more. Of course, if you have enjoyed this one, please do hit a like and of course subscribe if you want to see some more. We're on a great run of form at the moment. It'll be interesting to see how far we can take it. I've been Shebba Gamer. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye.